Everyone's always trying to get the right image. Am I right? There are a bunch of different ways you can go about it, from taking it straight out of camera, running it through Photoshop or Lightroom, or any kind of other editing software. It all works the same. But as we all know, AI has really taken a foothold in how artists create their pieces. So much so that companies have taken these AI innovations to create their own standalone software to compete in the photo editing market. A while ago, I saw a company called Evoto pop up, and I was wildly impressed. And I've been wanting to try their software for so long, and the other day they actually hit me up. They saw my work, they talked about how much they love my photo and beauty work, and they wanted me to take a run of their software and see how it matched with what I do. Now, me being the adventurous sort, decided to take them up on their offer and see how well it actually integrated in with my editing style. And needless to say, pretty well. And just real quick, I would love to show you how Evoto's system worked in comparison to what I normally do by hand. Let's check it out. Now, my goal is to make this picture look as close to this picture as possible. And what we're going to do is we're going to start exactly like how I start all my pictures, from raw. This is Gabby. We did this shoot with absolutely no makeup because I really wanted to test my abilities to pretty much do beauty and makeup in Photoshop. And she was so gracious to volunteer. So our goal isn't to match the direct editing style, but to get as close as possible. There's a lot of options that's offered in the portrait retouching section here. We have blemish removal, skin retouching, facial reshape, which is a lot similar to the liquify tool in Photoshop, for those of you watching that are Photoshop heads like me. Facial expression, which is actually pretty cool. So I'm going to start with blemish removal. So the freckle and acne, we're going to take it all the way to 100. Let it process. And boom. We have quite the change. No blemish removal, full blemish removal. And what I enjoy is I get to move, I could adjust how much freckle and how much blemishes I want to keep on her. Now see, one thing I love about Gabby, she does have freckles. So we're gonna bring all the freckles back. The problem is it looks like the program sees her freckles as blemishes, which I think is a big problem with a lot of AI editing software. Unless the freckles are extremely prominent and easily distinguishable from blemishes, it removes the freckles along with it. Next, we're going to go ahead and turn on our face mode so we can get all these options to work. Body blemish, we can't do much to this because we don't have any type of body or any of that showing. So we really won't need this. Our reduce face shine, that's going to get rid of all of these highlights here. Personally, as you can see, I do enjoy my sharp highlights, so I'm gonna leave it, but I just want to show you what it does. How you see how it removed and made the nose a little bit more even in terms of like highlights and midtones. Let's bring that back so you can see the difference. Boom. This right here, that catch light that popped off her nose, it just gets rid of that, as well as some of the light on the bridge of her nose. And honestly, now that I'm looking at it, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna remove that light that sits right on the tip of her nose, because that's very distracting. Forehead wrinkle removal, again, this is something we do in frequency retouching. So she doesn't have forehead wrinkles really to begin with. We're gonna go ahead and tweak our eye wrinkles, which she doesn't have too much of. She doesn't have any of, as a matter of fact. Now this dark circle. Dark circles are something that I fight with a lot when dealing with beauty, especially when I'm really challenging myself with no makeup runs. But see, she doesn't really have dark circles. It's not too bad, but you can see how there is a slight removal up in this area. Glasses glare. We really don't have to worry about. See what eye bags looks like. Nice. Now that is what I call a change. Look at that removal. Boom. Beautiful. Love it. Our smile lines, which are these little things right here. Generally, I like to kind of keep those. It depends on the look that I'm going for. Which you can see, this really doesn't hit it too much. Our neck wrinkle, which is this area in here. Boom. Look at that. Almost gone. She doesn't have a double chin, so we don't have to worry about that. And stomach stretch marks. See, this is the portrait side. I have no idea why there's body modifiers in the portrait section. Like, that confuses me. We'll go ahead and get rid of that blemish removal. Let's go over to skin retouching. Now, this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Smooth skin face, dodge and burn. Now, this does a pretty good job. But what I really want to do is see how it's going to work when I take this blemish removal off. Because that's going to be the real test. And it does a pretty decent job. It looks like you have to use them in tandem in order to really get the full effect. I'm going to turn that back on. And yeah, that's akin to what I'm used to doing. Face smoothing. Let's see what that gives us. Oh, Lord, no. I could see how in some markets this would be acceptable, but not for me. Like, that gets rid of all of the detail in her skin, and I cannot have that. All right. So we do have some abilities for skin texture here. So I'm curious. If I boost up the skin smoothing, see, our texture's at -30. Let's bring down our glossiness. Boost up our texture some more. So it looks like this is similar to just if I'm doing my general skin detailing in Photoshop. See, I'm not seeing too much of a change here. Let's zoom in. Because a lot of times we'll lose detail in the cheeks mainly, right where the light hits really, really hard. And I'm just not seeing it bringing the texture back after the smoothing. Okay, there it is. It did come back a little bit. There we go. Okay, it's not too bad. Not what I normally go for, but it's not too bad at all. Let me boost up that clarity some more. Not bad. Not bad. Now, this is in beta skin color. Now, this is one of the things that I was really curious about. Generally, when you're doing photography, especially like beauty work, unless you have a makeup artist who actually knows how to properly do makeup for photography, generally you'll end up with your subject being washed out because of the brightness of the light. Which is why you see the color difference in these two photos right now in terms of her skin. Now this is going to see if we can get a good skin color match with Evoto compared to what I did by hand in Photoshop. Let's see, AI Unity face complexion. What is this going to do for us? I really don't see too much of anything changing, really. Let me know down in the comments if you guys notice anything, because I really don't see too much here. So here we have our skin tones. This is good. You have a nice selection of different tones to work with. Oh, personally, I really like this one. It adds a little bit more yellow than I would like. Let's see, rosy complexion. There we go. Now we're bringing the blood back into her face. She doesn't look very washed out anymore. See, radiance. Okay. Now, I've seen this particular style more in ads coming out of like China, Korea, and Japan, where that pure white, bright skin is seen as the beauty standard. So this is actually, the skin radiance is actually a very good addition to this. Because if I was to shoot something for that market, I could just use this slider right here to really kind of hit it. But what I'm going to do is not give it too much radiance. Just about like right there, because I don't want to kill the color in her skin. Let's give her more of a rosy. There we go. Good. I think we've got something good there. Okay, so those are just presets. Heard. Facial reshape. We really won't need to do too much here. See, this is your standard liquefy option that you'll get in Photoshop. Generally, when dealing with directly with people's faces with portraits and beauty, I don't like to reform the face too much. It just it doesn't come off properly because it's not truly representing what that person looks like. I might squeeze the face in a little bit just because the camera does add 10 pounds. And depending on the lens that you're using, it might spread their face out or smush it in more than you really want to. Because like for Gabby, her face is definitely more like a right here, I would say. Like she does have a very strong jawline. She does have very strong facial features. So I don't want to kill that. I don't want to get rid of that. That's like one of her strongest assets. So these are pretty much just her mouth sections that you can adjust. Yeah, I really have no reason to mess with these. But it's pretty funny to what you can do, because I actually know somebody with a chin like this. It's pretty interesting to what you can do. Hairline. Yeah, and this is pretty much just like the bloat or shrink tool right here. And it's all in one. Teeth touch up. This is something that I really have yet to see within the Adobe suite, is the ability to touch up teeth with a slider or the drop of a button. Now you really can't see her teeth too much in here. I'm gonna zoom in for you. And you can see how it adds a little bit of whiteness to it. Again, this is something I usually do by hand. Eyes. Boom. Now this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. We can change our catch lights, which are incredible. I think we could change our initial brightness of our eyes, which is great. The specific iris. I have never known how to pronounce this word. Sclera, I believe it's called. Can bring that down a little bit because we want our irises to pop more, to really pop more than the whites of the eyes. And the eye reflection, we can actually bring that down because we want those details. Iris flare, yes, let's bring that out. I love a good iris flare. See, let's remove red veins. Let's see what we got. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. That's what I'm talking about. That right there. That red vein removal. That is beautiful. That by itself will save me so much time. Like, I would get this just for that. Let's see what these catch lights look like. Because we already got catch lights in our eyes. Because I never shoot beauty without catch lights. These look good, though. They really do look good. Now, personally, I do have my my own set of catch lights in Photoshop. Generally, I will shoot what I need on site, but this is a good thing to have because a lot of times you don't get catch lights when shooting. Depending on how your lights are set up, you just won't get them. All right, this is our makeup section. So we have eyebrow makeup. Okay, that's gonna be really, really good. Contour. Let's bring it back a little bit so we can see a little bit better. That's good. I like that. See, what's our contour over here? So it should be about 70%. Yeah, that looks about right. Highlights. Right there, because I didn't do too many heavy highlights on this other photo. I see what I don't like about the eyebrow makeup. It looks good, it works, it really works, but you just can't shape it the way you want to. I would still have to take this in Photoshop and really shape the eyebrows how I normally would. So our eye makeup, this looks good. I am impressed. And I love how you can edit them individually just by clicking the link button. This is good. Change our saturation of it so we can give it like a lot of color or no color. Our brightness of it. Dimensionality. Oh wow, that gets it nice and dark, a nice smoky eye. I just don't see any options for color though. And our lip makeup. Saturation, luminance, how dark our light, and our dimensionality. Boom. Let's see, her looks over here a bit brighter. Now it looks like what we have here in our makeup suite are presets. But they're presets that don't affect our old settings, which is interesting. These act more like a filter. So you can actually come down here and do these first and then make your adjustments here. I figured you should have that flipped, honestly. I really think this should be up here and then this should be down here. Sheer. I like it. So it seems these are pretty much culminations of all of these. So let's click none and see what we have here. So we have different eyebrow shapes. Which are actually very good. But here's where we're gonna have a problem. See that? This right here. See that? It's fine on this one. Because these eyebrows are a little bit bushier, so that's fine. But that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. None of those make sense. It's just like an awkward piece of hair sticking out. But overall, good. And here's our different eyeshadows. Eyeshadow types. So let's actually set those to 0. Oh, it set these to 0 too. Yeah, now that's a smoky eye. Yeah, these are all pretty decent. None of these are close to what I was doing though. And I don't see eyeliner here. Unless they stuck it in the eyelashes. They didn't. Doesn't look like it. I do like their selection of lashes though. Well, it seems this is probably the closest. Our contacts. This is good. You can literally change the color of their eyes. Doesn't seem to blend very well. I mean, it's an interesting concept. I'm not downplaying it. Oh my. Wow. Oh my wow. Wow. That's clean. Not so much. But that's clean. Let's add some blush. I think this would probably be what I had for her. More here. No. There we go. That's closer to what I did. I like these pictures for lips. That's cool. Not gonna lie, Gabby, black lipstick works for you. The goth chick looks work. It works for you. I left her lip a little bit more on the natural side. So I think nice pink would do well. Texture, okay, matte. Shimmer. Or gloss. I think I have her more set to a... not a shimmer. That's kind of a shimmer. It's more glossy than shimmer. So we'll leave it at glossy. And let's see what we have on hair. Hair part line. Don't really see too much. Oh wait, I see it. Okay. There we go. It's this part right here. Personally, I would leave it because I love how the light caught these highlights here. But I can give it a little depth. Not a little depth, but a little darkness. There we go. Cranial top. Okay. It adds a little bit more volume to the hair. And the hairline is similar to what we saw before, where it essentially just bloats it out. Alright. Well, I think we got it was pretty good. Oh, we forgot contour and face decor. See, this is the contour that was used. Yup. Yep, that's our contour. Let's try to figure out the freckles, because our freckles were pretty random. There we go. It's more like right there. That's pretty good, and it's pretty darn close. I am thoroughly impressed with this. So you see, Evoto.AI system is very, very good, without a doubt. It's amazing if you're the type of photographer or retoucher who needs to get stuff done quick. You don't feel like really going in and doing all the micro detailing. It works phenomenally. For me personally, it puts me at a good starting point, you know? Because I personally like to, if you see my streams, I like to really go in and get in the, do all the little micro detailing, which it doesn't seem like you can do too much with Evoto yet. I'm pretty sure that's something you're going to implement in the future. But for now, it's fantastic for what it is. I love it. And it's definitely something I'm going to be integrating in the future. And if you like what you saw, down below in the comments is a link where you can get the software yourself, as well as an automatic 30 credits to your account so you can play with this as well. That's the end of this video. I hope it was informative. Until next time, guys, I love you. Stay frosty. Peace.